Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss again the heat chapter, the fourth chapter of our NCERT book, that is the heat. This is the third class, as you know, and we have already introduced the term heat. Right now we know what is heat. We also know that heat always flows from hot body to cold body, so never forget this one, that heat always flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. What is this temperature? Yes, this is a physical quantity which determines that which body is more hot compared to the other, and the device which helps us to measure this physical quantity is the thermometer. So in our last class we were discussing that there were two types of thermometers. One is clinical thermometer, which is used by the doctor or which is also present at our home, which determines the temperature of human body. And there is one more type of thermometer, that is the laboratory thermometer, which is generally used in the laboratory, different laboratory. It can be physics laboratory, biology laboratory, chemistry laboratory, or in other types of laboratory to examine the different types of chemical process or the temperature of different types of chemical reaction or different types of objects during the experiment. Okay, so today we will learn the spatial features. Yes, as you can see, the spatial features of clinical and laboratory thermometer. Yes, I know that laboratory thermometer, the definition of laboratory thermometer is still not discussed, so don't worry. After completing the discussion of spatial features of clinical thermometer, at first we will discuss the definition of laboratory thermometer and then I will come to the special features of the laboratory thermometer. But before that, while discussing the special features of clinical thermometer, here I would like to show you the clinical thermometer present at my home. I don't know how much it will be visible in this camera, but you can see this is the clinical thermometer. As you can see, it has a glass covering outside, and this is the section which has a shiny substance inside it, that is the mercury, and from this is called the bulb. So bulb contains the mercury. So from this you can see a narrow glass tube inside it. I don't know it is visible or not, but I hope you have a clinical thermometer at your home, so you can, while watching this video, you can keep it in front of you. Obviously don't play with it. The mercury inside it is poisonous to health, so be very careful that it does not break. Okay, so here I was telling you that below this narrow tube you can see one scale, and above this narrow tube you can see one scale. So the below one is the Fahrenheit scale and the above one is the degree Celsius scale. And through this narrow tube, when we cover this bulb with our hand or whenever we place it inside our mouth when we get sick, or even you doctor keeps it under the armpit, so it helps to record the temperature, how the bulb becomes hot. It catches the hotness of the object or the body, and hence the mercury rises through this narrow tube. Okay, and how much hot the bulb becomes, up to that temperature the mercury rises, and we can read the temperature using either of the scale. Okay, so here I have drawn one figure for better explanation. You can see it. This is the outer glass tube which protects the inner fine tube through which the mercury rises, and this is the narrow glass tube present inside the thermometer, whatever I have shown you in the thermometer. Then this tube comes to the end point. This is this is the bulb. So from the bulb contains the mercury, the liquid metal which rises through this narrow tube and determines the body temperature. Then you can see on the both side I have two scales. So here this is the degree Celsius scale and here it is the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, so generally you can see this 100. Whenever the temperature is up to the this metal rises up to this temperature, what we say that 100 degree Fahrenheit, that means it determines that we are running fever. Okay, so in this tube you can see one more feature, this one, this bulge which is present in the tube is called the kink. It has a great role in the clinical thermometer. So when I will be discussing the special features of clinical thermometer, I will also explain the function of this kink and why it is so important for the clinical thermometer. So before writing down the different special features, let me remind you, while writing the definition of clinical thermometer, I have already told you one special feature. What is that? That the clinical thermometers can measure very short range temperature, and the range was from, yes, it is 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. So it can measure, if we are talking in degree Celsius scale, then it can measure from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. It cannot measure below 35 degrees Celsius, neither it can measure above 42 degrees Celsius. So if I will be saying you in the degree Fahrenheit scale, it can neither measure below 94 degree Fahrenheit and it cannot measure above 108 degree Fahrenheit. Why? Because we don't need it. If a human body temperature goes beyond 94 degree Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius, then it is very unhealthy. It is generally not seen, or the person is not alive. Then above 108 degree Fahrenheit or 42 degrees Celsius, the case is same. So it is not required, for human body it is not required to measure temperature above 42 degrees Celsius or below 35 degrees Celsius. So the first point in this content we can write is the clinical thermometer has a short range the clinical thermometer, better you write, can measure temperature for a short range, that is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. And here I would like to tell you one more important thing. What is that? That is the normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So the normal temperature of human body is 37 degree Celsius. Please keep it in your mind. So this is the normal body temperature of average human. Okay. So write down the second point. What we will be discussing in second point? It is the clinical thermometer has king. The clinical thermometer has king. And what is this king? Which helps or which prevents the fall of mercury level, which prevents the immediate, which the clinical thermometer has king, which prevents the immediate fall of mercury level when the bulb of the thermometer is no longer in contact with the body. So this king, suppose you have measured the temperature and it has gone up to 37 degree Celsius. So when the thermometer is no longer in contact of the body, then also we can read the temperature at its proper position only because of this special feature known as king, because this king restricts the fall of the mercury level immediately when the thermometer is detached from the body. So how does we read the temperature? Do we read it when the thermometer is in our mouth? No. We take out the thermometer, then we read the temperature. So when the bulb is not in contact with the body, then also we are getting the appropriate, the accurate reading only because of this king, as because it does not allow the immediate fall of mercury level when the bulb of the thermometer is no longer in contact with the body. So this is the second feature. Now let us write down the third feature. The clinical thermometer has both scale for the measurement of temperature. What are they? That is degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. That is degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit scale. And in this scaling, you will see that between two markings, there are 10 divisions. Between two markings, there are 10 divisions. So, each small marking, that will be the fourth special feature, that is the smallest, the value of the smallest division in degree Celsius scale is 0.1 degree. The value of the smallest deviation, or better you write it in this way, the smallest value it can measure in degree Celsius scale is 0.1 degree Celsius. As because we have 10 division between 1 degree from 40, suppose from 37 to 38. 37 degrees Celsius minus 38 degrees Celsius, that is equals to 1 degree Celsius, and this 1 degree Celsius is further divided, this 1 degree Celsius is further divided by 10 division. So one smallest division can measure 1 by 10 degree Celsius, that is equals to 0.1 degree Celsius. Okay, so for today we will stop here. In our next class we will be discussing, or we will be learning about the laboratory thermometer. Till then, please keep practicing and stay safe. Thank you.